Hello, host Eric
So,
here, host Talking with Famous People, and I am here with Patrick, or famous person Trick Nasty. How
that
you
oh
doing?
my God, you remember that?
It says so on the go to meeting.
Oh, does it really still? Oh man.
Yeah, well, I think it remembers you for whatever you put in before, maybe.
All right, yeah. I
So
wish I
how's
could. I wish I.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I wish I could get the video up, but it just won't work.
Well, that's okay. If we just have audio, it's better than nothing. It's better than just chat. So,
Right.
do you have any thoughts about what you'd like to talk about today, or would you like me to come up with a topic?
Well, actually, there's been something I have wanted to talk to you about.
Okay,
Art.
art. It's a
Yeah,
good topic.
you talked with a guy a while ago. I don't remember his name, but you were talking about art, and he didn't participate much. But I was interested to hear your thoughts.
Well, my thoughts are continuing to evolve on it, I guess, more so than they are on most things. Which is to say, I know I'm not an aesthetic relativist. I don't think that all art is equally good. I think that there's differences in quality, and I'm curious as to how that can be objectively the case. But I don't know. As somebody who makes a lot of media, uh, I know that some of it's better than others. As somebody who makes a lot of
Yeah,
music stuff, I know some of it's better than others. So, what are your thoughts on art? Do you make art?
I do actually.
What kind of art?
I I I write a little bit, and I do some painting. I used to do music.
Hold on one second, Patrick. Hey, T Funk, what's going on? Hey, I'm on GTM right now making an episode. So join if you'd like, or don't if you can't. But I can't chat right now on the phone. I'm on my way back. We'll be there in a little bit. All right, cool. Like,
That's Zach.
no, that was Tiffany.
Oh, okay.
Um, so you write, and you say you did something visual as well.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of painting, and I dabbled in music. I wasn't as good as music. It didn't sound right, so I kind of gave it up.
Well, I have to say it's always been an aspirational art for me, and not until fairly recently that I feel like I've um, kind of gotten it rounded out the way I want it a little bit more. It's a hard one,
Now,
music's really
yeah,
hard for me.
I listened to the songs that you put up there, and like I was really entertained by a lot of them.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
especially the
want
one where you talk
go
about
ahead.
Bernie Sanders.
That got a lot of hate from Bernie Sanders fans. That song. When I put that song up initially, Bernie Sanders was a hot trending topic, right? So it got kind of a
Hmm.
fair amount of search results or something, I guess. I don't know. And it got like
Yeah,
4 thumbs down. And people saying like Bernie Sanders is good, fuck you, and stuff like that in the comments.
yeah. I thought it was funny.
Well, I'm a big believer that to to manifest our identities in their optimized form, that most people have some sort of creative impulse that they ought to fulfill or need to fulfill. And I'm a big believer that making stuff is an excellent thing to do with your time. So I'm very happy to hear that you make stuff. Um, what do you feel that writing's your strongest medium?
It is. I do think it is my strongest medium. The words sound the best. If I would look at what I write and what I paint and what music I do, the words definitely come out better than the other stuff.
You have an intuitive feel for what the words are supposed to sound like, and the actual words that you have written match that intuitive sense of correctness better than the images you have match your intuitive sense of correctness, or the music you make matches your intuitive sense of correctness. Is that a good way to put it?
In some ways, like I have a sense of a sound with rhythm with the words,
Right.
but
The
with
cadences.
yeah, the cadences, and how you can shift the diction in order to make an impact.
Right.
I mean, it's the same thing with visual arts. That would be like contrasting colors.
That's my weakest area is visuals. I like to make stuff in that. I consider it a play medium for me. Like I don't have to care at all. But with the addition of video into the mix of stuff I make, and in fact with the ascension of video to my most frequently made medium, I'm having to be a little bit more attentive to visual stuff. Like right now, I'm displaying my lack of attentiveness to it. This is not what a backdrop should look like. This is not what. Yeah, I'm aware that people would like it better if it looked nicer and stuff like that, but it's just kind of a low priority for me for some reason. I don't know.
I know. I noticed that. Like, when you look at other videos, they have a different production value than yours. But there's a lot of interesting things that you say in your videos that, at least to me, that kind of overcomes all the production values.
Well, I hope I have. I'd like to think that where I'm skilled, where I'm lacking in visual skills, I am skilled in understanding presentation of spoken or written, like yourself, media for consumption, and I've gotten better at making it more lean, at reducing repetition and extraneous stuff.
Yeah. So you,
So
you, you think there's like sort of an objective aesthetics.
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I see it
I do too.
clearly in metered verse most of all, right? And
Really.
like Dr. Seuss poems and stuff like that. There's a
Uh-huh.
reason why his works are so much more popular than most other writers for children's stuff, and it's because he has an excellent sense of meter, and the
Mm-hmm.
rhythm of everything is correct. He doesn't have off feet. There's this, as a
Right.
speech coach, I've had kids do various poems for an event called poetry. And when I work with little kids, like elementary, which I prefer not to, but sometimes you gotta do stuff that you don't quite like as much for money.
Right.
Unfortunately. Uh,
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh my God, you don't have to tell me about that.
yeah. So when I do elementary, I have them do this speech called "Don't take your don't take your snake to the mall" or something like that. Like
Yeah.
don't yeah, and it's it's mostly right. The meter is mostly correct, and then I'll have some off feet here and there because the author doesn't quite understand what she's doing. And it bugs
Mhm.
me, but it's good for little kids because the judges go, "Oh, that's so cute," and then I'm trying to win awards. They're not trying to really care about the
Yeah.
art of that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I do feel there's an objective truth to it that this video would have been better off without that I just threw in there.
Right. I I actually agree. I think there is an objective truth, and if you look at the history, I'm versed in visual art, so if you look at the history of visual art, if you look at what passes the test of time versus what is sort of like forgotten about, becomes footnotes, there's a noticeable difference. And if you look at uh, say like Raphael, Michelangelo, Leonardo, Watteau, Degas, they all do the same things, but in a different way. They have different styles because they have different personalities to express, but they essentially do the same thing, at least I guess on a technical level. And it's
Well,
really
I will
hard to
say this that when you look at art that has has attained this sort of level of humanity recognizes it as classic, lasting, valuable art. And when you look at it, it never feels wrong. It never looks wrong.
right.
It doesn't look
Yeah,
wrong.
it never,
Even I
and
can
then
tell that. I got bad visual stuff, but I can tell when something looks wrong. I can tell when my own
right.
pictures look wrong. And I don't really care
Yeah,
because I'm not trying. I'm not trying to achieve that medium so much. But I try. I still try to make it look more right. you know, I
yeah,
don't succeed necessarily, but I try a little bit. There's still a right and wrong I can sense and I can see a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I really agree because there is nothing wrong with a Michelangelo or a Watteau or a Degas. It's all balanced. The colors all work together. Uh, and it's funny because any time an artist comes along and is that good, he gets adopted and co-opted by the system, and the system uses them in order to project their own values on people.
Well, it gets commodified. Art tends to be commodified.
Yeah,
I think the key revolution is the artist needs to be the instigator of his own commodification. You know, rather
the
than
instigator of his own qualification.
of his own commodification. The artist should be the
Okay,
instigator of his own commodification, rather than allowing himself to be commodified by others, which is how it's traditionally been done, right?
because like as an example, David Bowie.
See, this is a piece of art I'm working on. It's
Oh
not very
yeah, yeah.
good. It's not very good, but it is an example of me commodifying myself. I've got everything branded under the same name, right? And even my pictures have my brand name on them. Sometimes. This one
Yeah,
does, anyway.
yeah. Like, I like the contrast in that.
I'm pretty happy with the way that one's coming out. That's why it's in the box, right? To keep it safe. Most of my pictures never make it into the box. There's only one picture in the box.
That's like the savior box.
Yeah, so it doesn't get all crumpled up. Otherwise, shit gets all crumpled up.
Yeah, yeah. It's weird because I agree with you on this stuff. It would be interesting if I disagreed, so we have more of an argument.
Well, I think that I would love to see something you've written, something a fairly short length. We could stop this video. I could read it. We could talk a little bit about writing. I have a poem that I would love for people to read or hear or see, which is you might have actually, since you mentioned listening to a couple of the songs, maybe seen the Spud Brow Spree video, which is a song, which is a poem that I wrote originally, and then I made it into a song. It's got an artist friend of mine drew some pictures for it. But anyway, if we could each look at a piece of writing of the other person and come back, we might have a little bit more to talk about.
Yeah, yeah, I do everything on my phone, so I'll see what's on there.
Okay, if you put into YouTube Spud Brow Spree, you'll get the song I'm talking about. But I'm mostly interested in having you listen to the lyrics because it's a poem first and foremost.
Okay, which one was it?
Spud, that's Spud, Brow,
Okay,
Brow, Spree, Spree.
Rouse Spud Spree. I'll do my
Spud
best to
Brow
remember.
Spree, Spud Brow Spree, yeah. And can you send me a link in chat of something of yours?
Yeah, I'll try to. I don't know if I have much online.
All right. Well, I'm going to stop this video while we figure this out. This has been a good introductory topic, a good introductory conversation to our agreed upon disagreement with aesthetic relativism.
Our agreed upon disagreement.
I agree that we both disagree with aesthetic relativism.
Okay, great, right, okay.
Yeah, so we both agree on that. We both agree that we disagree with aesthetic relativism. Not with each other,
yeah,
with aesthetic relativism.
yeah, I mean, I think you can like whatever you want to like, but just because you like it doesn't mean it's anything good.
I agree with you. Well said. We'll end on that note. Thanks for watching Talking with Famous People.